So we had many questions earlier in the sessions also, like how do we find the details of few things inside the Golden Gate. So this slide and the next slide is dedicated to the Golden Gate reporting commands, and these commands will help you guys to figure out few things inside the Golden Gate. So many of them will be new to you guys, but the first one, info all, we have already seen many a times. But what if you want to see more details about a process? Okay, so this next command is very handy. Info process, and then you give detail. This is a very handy command. I'll tell you why. DB login. Okay, so info all will give me the details of the processes. Perfect. Now I can type info mgr detail. Now can you see it is giving me the details of the manager. Manager is running on the port number, and this is the OS level process ID. Okay, one more new thing that I want to tell you. What if you want to execute the shell commands from the Golden Gate prompt? You can do it. You can just type sh and then you give the OS level command that you want to execute. Let us assume ps-ef grep, and I'll give this process ID 2617. Now can you see the manager process? So there is a dedicated process at OS level which is created. Okay, I'll show you one more thing. Let me try to start ext1 and dp1. Then I'll show you the output of this command so you'll understand. Okay, start ext1, start dp1. I hope there should not be any errors. Okay, so we still have issues with dp1. We'll resolve it. Maybe manager is not running on target. Yeah, that is the issue. Start mgr. I'm just starting the manager. Okay, it is running. Now let me start the dp1. So info all. You can see ext1 is running now. dp1 is running. Manager is running. So the same command that I ran earlier, info process detail. Okay, info mgr detail. Now what happens? I have this OS level process ID. So let me do ps-ef grep 2617. Can you see something? In the output, I am getting the detail of the mgr, that is manager process. I am also getting the details of the ext1. I am also getting the details of dp1. That means our extract, data pump, these all are becoming the sub process for the mgr process. Okay, so that is the importance of manager process. That means these all processes are again belong to the manager process. So manager governs Golden Gate processes. You can see it clearly. We just grab the process ID of manager, but we can see that on the same process ID we also have extract process and we also have dp1 process. Okay, that was one simple example. Now let us check the information about the ext1. Okay, info ext1. If you just type this one, you will get the details of the extract ext1. When was the last started? What is the current status? What is the lag in the checkpoint? Okay, we can see that 10 seconds is the lag in the time it reads from the database and in the time it writes onto the trail files. And what is the process ID? This is a separate process ID for ext1. You can see 3059 is the one, whereas this one 3059 is the one. This is a dedicated process ID for this one, but this is kind of a child process for 2617. Can you see 2617? This is the process ID for mgr. And then log read checkpoint. Again, as I said, while reading there will be a checkpoint, right? Like till where the Golden Gate has read the log file. The same way while writing also it will have its own checkpoint until where it has written the data. And then it also maintains the SCN number of the database. Also, this one tells you whether it is integrated capture or classic capture. Very important thing, and the most important interview question. How do you define or how do you find whether an extract is integrated or classic capture? So if you just type info extract details, you will see Oracle integrated redo logs. Otherwise, you will just see Oracle redo logs. Okay. Also, why not validate the SCN number? Okay, well, try to validate the SCN number, whether the Golden Gate SCN number, what we are seeing, and the SCN number inside the database are running in parallel or not. So I will exit, select current SCN from the $database. Now, can you see this will be closed because SCN will never stop. It will continue to run. See, 183.5. This was 170 and this is 312. That means it was close. Okay, so we'll try to query it again and quickly get inside Golden Gate and query it again over there just to see how close we can see the SCN. Okay, so exit GGSCI info extract ext1. Now, can you see this was 322 and this is 320. It's close. I mean, this time we were very close to the SCN. Actually, it runs parallel. You can see there is a lag of 9 seconds as well. So that's why the Golden Gate SCN is also coming in parallel with the database. It actually runs exactly with the database. So basically what it is trying to do is the database SCN number will continue to run. But Golden Gate will work depending on its own checkpoint. It will not depend on the SCN number. It will depend on the checkpoint or the last data which was extracted from the database. So when you start the extract process, it will continue to start extracting from the last extracted data. So that's where the checkpoints will come into help for these extract process. The same way info DP1. This will give you the details of the data pump. Now you can see a log read checkpoint. It is again reading from this file. This is the extracted or our extract trail EX00001. Don't worry. I mean, in the next slide, you will understand about these trail files. And we'll also talk about what is this RBA. So this info and then the process name will give you little more details about the process, like what is the process ID currently running. But I want more details. These details are not enough. Then info ext1 detail. Simple command. This will give you more details about the process. So this data is same, nothing but info ext1, but it will also give you target extract trails, where it is extracting the data or where it is putting the data. You can see this is the extract file name and you can see extract trail. The maximum size of the extract file is 500 and we are yet to discuss about this RBA. Don't worry, we will discuss about this. And then sequence number is 1. Okay, when I talk about sequence number 1, can you see this DP1 trail file name at the end? It is 1. So this is nothing but your trail file sequence number 1. Okay guys, don't worry about trail files. We will be discussing more about the trail files. So right now we are discussing about these commands. So these commands will come in handy to tell you what is the target trail or the output of this extract. Okay, and the extracted source, you can find these details. Okay, right now you won't find the details because I did not do DB login. User ID, OGG, password. Now info all, info ext1 detail. So it will take some time to come or populate the data over here. You will get those extract process details over here. Don't worry. Now you can see again it is reading from the SCN number, filtering the start SCN number. Actually, it's one and the same. Okay, and then we have those important directories same over here. Okay, so we have this Golden Gate alert log file. This is the last one, and we'll discuss about this one later in this session today. This command will help you to find out what is the target. So once again, when I say target, info dp1 detail. Okay, can you see over here? Target extract trails, trail name. Our trail name is RT, which is going into the dir dat, that is the target server, and this is RMT trail, nothing but remote trail file. Okay, and we are having extract source processes. You can see so many times the data pump has tried to push the data. So we can see 4 times data pump pushed the data, and currently it is working with 01 sequence number. Okay, and then the current directory, and these are by default, you will see it. Now let us try to issue the same command onto the target. Info rep1 detail. Now can you see RT 0000, that file was tried to be replicated by this process 3 times over here, and then again replicate rep1, which file it is reading currently, the log read checkpoint. See, currently it is able to read this file, but on the source 1 is running. The current, the sequence number, you can see ext is 1. Where exactly is this one? So the data pump is yet to create the remote trail 1 sequence number file onto the target. So until it will create, you won't see it over there. Don't worry about it. Okay, so what I would request is you guys, whenever you're working, because we have limited session time, but it is hard to see all these commands. I want you guys to practice these commands as much as possible. I will talk about the most important one. So info all will give you the details of the process status. Info, the process name, and the detail will give you more details about the process. The show all command will give you the location of subdirectories. Let's take, you want to just know what are the directory locations. Just type show all, you will get these locations back again onto the screen. The reports file, the parameter file, and all other directories. Now view param, we have seen this command. If you want to view the parameter file, view param ext1. It will show you the parameters on screen. And then view report command, again we have seen this one, view report ext1. What is this command? This will read the report file from dir rpt location and display the latest report on the screen. And as I mentioned earlier, you must see this last line. If it is fine, everything is fine. That's the quickest way. Then you can also type stats process. Guys, this is very important command. Trust me, this will save you many a times in your job as well. Stats process. But this command, I will keep it for our next session because I want to show you this command working while we are doing the replication. So right now we are done with the replication. Currently we can't see it, but I would request you to try out when you are doing the replication. So what exactly this one will do, or this one will show? Operation stats count. How many inserts, how many deletes, how many updates have been captured? This command will give you that information. Let us try to execute this command. Stat and ext1 stats ext1. Now can you see no active extraction maps? Because currently after the bounce of this process, there was no extraction of data. So that's why we are not getting any stats over here. So when you practice your replication, I want you to try out this command. You will get the details of the number of inserts, number of updates, number of deletes which have been captured by the extract process. The same thing goes with the pump process. You can check the stats of the pump process. How many transactions have been pumped onto the target? Again, you can check onto the replicate process, how many operations have been delivered onto the target server. Very important command. Don't worry, I have in mind to take a separate session for this command, because we right now don't have any replication. Then status process will just give you the same status as your info all. Okay, I was assuming we'll be able to quickly complete this slide, but in I think close to 1 hour we were just able to complete 4 slides. Now again, we have further more commands. I will talk about this one. I think yesterday somebody was asking me and I told them you will get to know about this one. How to find the supplemental logging enabled on a particular table or particular schema or particular database. See, it's hard to find the details about a particular, the entire database. But what you can do is, let's take the table. Okay, so info tran data. Remember, how do we add the supplemental logging? Add tran data, then fox.tab1. This is the command we have used, correct? But to find the supplemental login, we'll use another command called as info tran data. And then you give fox.tab1. This will tell you whether the supplemental logging is enabled or not. We can see it is enabled. But now the question is, what if you want to see for a particular schema, how many tables the supplemental logging has been enabled? What you can do is simple, info tran data fox.star. Just put a star rather than a table. What it will do is it will list out all the tables which are owned by Fox, and it will tell you whether they have supplemental logging enabled or not. We can see that we have created tab 1. We can see that we have created tab 2. Right? These two tables are owned by this schema, and for both of them, the supplemental log is enabled. Now one more question. Okay, Fox we know. Let us check for some other schema. Info tran data scott.star. See, Scott owns so many tables. I just want to see whether those tables have supplemental logging enabled or not. Just hit enter. So it will list all the tables that are owned by the Scott user. You can see scott.bonus, scott.department, scott.emp, scott.salgrid, and it will tell you whether it is enabled or disabled. We can see that it is disabled. So let me try to enable add tran data scott.emp. I am trying to enable the supplemental logging for scott.emp. So now info tran data scott.star. Can you see? In the scott.emp it is enabled, but for rest all tables it is disabled. So this command will help you to find out for which all table the supplemental logging is enabled. Now you might say, come on Arun, how many times we'll come back and refer your videos for help? So Golden Gate also does provide its own internal help. You don't need to visit my videos again and again. So if you just type help, you will get all the commands that you have. So what you need to do is help. Now understand the earlier command we ran, info tran data. So this will tell you what exactly this command will do. Okay, help info tran data, use info tran data to get the following information. Now it will give you the entire help. It will give you the syntax also, how to use it. And remember, I mentioned that Golden Gate 12c is also compatible with your pluggable databases or the container database. So in this case, let's take you're using pluggable and container setup in 12c. You can define container.owner.table name. That will also work, right? And it will also give you some example. So if you just type help, see in the help, you need to define first the right side part, like delete tran data. That is how it will give you the output. Here is an example, help add replicate. Okay, so go with this example and it will give you the output. Now Golden Gate alert log file. If you want to view the alert log file in the Golden Gate prompt, then you can just type this command view ggSCVT. Okay. And if you want to view it out of the Golden Gate home, then just exit. This is my Golden Gate home. In the same Golden Gate home location, you can see the last or the latest updated file ggSCRR.log would be your log file. So let me try to open this file first, or head. Can you see on 27/8/2017 we performed the installation. So that was the first time this log file was created. And every time you issue some commands, those all will be inserted, or those all will be visible in this file. Let us try to see a few of them if we can see. Can you see manager started port number 7809? And then you can also see, I think, add, what is this, extract trail, right? And then this extract txt1 is already registered with the database. So we saw that error, if you remember. So likewise, all your operations are logged into this file, whatever commands you execute, or if there is any network issue or any other issue. It's like how you have database alert log. This is your Golden Gate alert log. Now this will be available in all the Golden Gate home. That means on the target side also, if I exit, can you see this is your log file, ggSCRR.log file. So whenever you have issue, you can actually tail -200 and then, or whatever amount you want to see, and then you can continue to view this file. So this will have the information of what all going on in the background. Okay, one thing I want to talk about, can you see Oracle Golden Gate collector for Oracle? So collector is automatically started, as I mentioned earlier. We don't do anything in the collector. Can you see Oracle Golden Gate collector for Oracle? So it will be started automatically, right? So going forward, whenever we are working with the debugging part, we'll definitely come back and refer to the log file.